Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in this tutorial we're going to be learning how to cut a female short. So please subscribe, like, comment and share this video. Thank you. The very first step is to get these 4 lines that I have here. The 4 lines, that's our hip line, that's our waistline, our hip line, crotch and the length of the short, and then our allowance. That's the hip. So we're going to label it the M, the crotch line and the hip line. That's going to be our waistline. Our waist is having a band. This is our allowance for the length. So because of our band, 2 inches band, you're not going to start your measurement from that waist. Then you're going to put your tape rule over by 2 inches like this. Then you measure your hip line. Hip line is mostly 8 inches, 9 inches, constant. Depends on the height of the person. So I'm taking 9 inches because of the height of this person. Then our crotch line here is 11. I'm using crotch 11 and waistline 9. So the length is 24, then plus 2 inches allowance, that's 26. So after labeling, the very first step is to measure our waistline. Measure our 1 inch in, 1 inch in for the curving of the short, 1 inch in by the waist, then 1.5 in at the length, the M, 1.5 in, 1 inch in up, 1.5 in down. That's just to curve the short. Then just use your curve ruler to make a curve like this, just so that the hip side can have this kind of curve. You don't want to make it too sharp. You can just use your hand to adjust the measurements. So all your measurement is going to start from this line, not from the beginning of the. Now the other part is useless. We're starting from this line that we just drew out. So you measure your waist divided by 4. I'm using waist 32 divided by 4. That's 8 plus 1.5 inch allowance. Then on the hip, you measure your hip measurement divided by 4 too. Divided by 4 plus your 1.5 inch allowance. Then on the crotch, that's where you take your thigh measurement, your thigh, your lap. Sorry, your thigh and lap, they are the same thing. But this one divided by 2, not by 4. Because we have 2 different legs and all that. So divided by 2 plus 1 inch, not 1.5 this time around, 1 inch. Because for female pants, the crotch is not meant to be too sharp like guys, but this is like a female pant. So for the M, you take your M divided by 2 also. From the crotch, you're taking divided by 2, but from for the waist and the hip, divided by 4. So you just connect them together. Yeah, you can use your hand to make that crotch connection. Just use your hand to connect it well to the top. Measurement is going down to the allowance. Everything you're cutting with the allowance. Your waist divided by 4 plus 1.5, hip divided by 4 plus 1.5, crotch divided by 2 plus 1 inch. For the back piece, you just place the front on the back. Then you add your allowance. At the M, you add 0.5 inch. 0.5. Then at the crotch, you add 1.5 inches. 0.5 down, 1.5 at the crotch. 1.5. Then at this waist side, I did not do this earlier. You take 1 inch down for slanting of the shorts at the front, because the front and back are not meant to be the same height. So you take 1 inch down like this, then use your curve ruler to just connect it to the side of the trouser of the shirt like this. Just connect it 1 inch down, 1 inch down, and you cut out. So I'm going to do something here. 1 inch down, you cut out. So that 1 inch you took, you just mark it like a little bit there. Then at the back, okay, let's say we've not cut out our 1 inch. That was 1 inch. Then at the back, you're taking another 1 inch higher. So plus the one we've cut out and the one we are adding is going to be 2 inches for the back to be higher than the front. If we had not cut that one, that's going to be 1 inch higher. But now we've cut it out, so now it's 2 inches higher. Then you just connect it. And at the side there, the 1 inch we removed for the front, we're adding it back for the back because of our dart. So when you're cutting out, you're not cutting out that 1 inch at the side we cut out at the beginning. So you connect your back like this to that side. You're not cutting out the 1 inch for the back. You're just cutting the normal hem measurement. You're cutting it down. When you get to that hip line, you don't cut it at all. You just leave it like that. So now the arc for this crotch side at the back is just measure 1.5 inches like this. So it's not going to your crotch is not going to be somehow at the back. So you just connect it. But when you are connecting, please make sure it touches this side. Yes, this side of the shirt at the front. Make sure your trace has to touch it. The cuff line might not work. You can just use your hand to trace it. You want 1.5 inches, then just trace it down. It has to touch that waist side. Then you connect it up. Then you connect your 0.5 plus your 1 inch together. And then we cut out 1.5 inches, 2 inches up because of that one that we cut. 1 inch at the back, you're not cutting it out.